Alright, bitches. Today, I'm gonna be getting Infestation on all 30 weapons. I was gonna make this a Bloodstone video, but I'm too fucking lazy to make 4 separate videos, so this is just gonna be like part 2, I guess. The actual meat of the grind, considering last time was one singular camo on one weapon. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, consider liking and subscribing because that kind of helps out the channel. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So jumping into the exact point where we left off yesterday, we got the MXR gold, but we still couldn't complete any of the pistols just because we didn't have Napalm Burst or Shadow Rift unlocked. So to level up, I started using the X9 Maverick and just getting headshots on that. And after dying to some bullshit, I made the smart decision to actually look at the progression track, and I saw that Brain Rot was the last ammo mod that you unlock in the game. And then I looked at every single weapon special camo, just to check if any of them had Brain Rot. And it turns out that the M10 Breacher, Dravek, Novaline, and the Knife all had some sort of special challenge involving Brain Rot. So I decided to start working on those, just to get some sort of progression on them, because I don't want to be level 55, not being able to prestige, or not wanting to prestige and wasting XP just because Brain Rot's level 51. After getting 1,000 kills on the M10 Breacher, I was finally high enough level for the third pistol, which is the Coda 9, so I started working on that too. And once I got enough progress, I went back to working on the Brain Rot weapons, since I wasn't high enough level to actually use Napalm Burst and Shadow Rift. 1,000 kills on the Dravik, and I actually unlocked the Akita, so I used that and took that all the way up to gold, which makes it the second gold of this camo grind, which after this I called it a day because I had been playing for 12 hours already, and in about 12 hours I ended up getting only 2 gold, so that's kind of depressing. But yeah, on the second day, I say second day, I'm not really doing this in days, it's just like because I did a lot of the grind on the first couple of days, but I don't know, it took me like 2 weeks to complete the grind. But anyways, I started working on the Echo 12, and because I hadn't checked Twitter in the entire day prior, I actually only ended up seeing this after, but Freckleston, the fucking GOAT, speedrunning GOAT, actually found a crazy ledge spot on Farm Survival where you just stand there and the zombies come to you, and you really don't have to do anything, you just sit there and shoot, and it's really easy to get point blank kills. This spot has been patched as I'm editing this. I just completely forgot about this. But yeah, they patched the shit out of it with, I think, the Season 1 update. I'm not sure. And because of this spot, I ended up getting the point blank kills really fucking quickly. Like, it's insane how much of a difference it makes being in a single spot where all the zombies just jump towards you compared to running around and trying to run in front of them and then dying. And then I also took it all the way up to gold. And because I took it all the way up to gold, I ended up getting to level 44, which is when you unlock Shadow Rift. Finally, I can start working on the pistols again. So I locked the fuck in. This TV isn't even that bright. How is it illuminating this whole room? I got Golden Dragon on the Jaeger 45, then Golden Dragon on the Ruin, and finally Golden Dragon on the Coda 9. Now in the clip here, I am in disbelief, and for good reason, because I had just killed about like 8 zombies and I somehow got the camo. I don't know, some of these camos are bugged. But now we can move on to the buggiest camo of them all, which is Bloodstone. Now because there isn't a final challenge, these Bloodstone challenges literally just take up the space of Afterlife pretty much. Instead of having 30 special eliminations, you actually just have to get kills without taking damage, but it's been halved from Afterlife, so it's actually just 20 kills 5 times. And because this is the buggiest fucking camo in the game, it just counts any amount of kills. Actually, I don't even know how it counts the kills. Sometimes you could look at the scoreboard and it says like 90 something kills and you have the camo. It doesn't even make sense. But yeah, this might be my favorite camo just because of that. Like Afterlife never treated me this good. But anyways, so I got Bloodstone on all 3 pistols, and this shit was a breeze. Literally go in for a match for less than like 5 minutes and you get it super easily. So yeah, this is what the Bloodstone camo looks like. It actually looks pretty clean. I think it looks way better than the opal we had last year. It was like diamond, but the blue and the gold didn't really work well. And this all red gemstone looking thing looks amazing. Anyway, so after that, I started working on the carbon, and I can't even remember why. I'm sure it has like some sort of importance, but I just started working on it, I guess. And I took it up all the way to gold. I finished up the gold challenge on the X9 Maverick, and I started working on the Nova line and the flat line at the same time, just so I could get the Nova line done since it's a brain rot weapon, and the gold and bloodstone challenge done on the melees. Let me do a quick rant about this. The flatline sucks now. I think they nerfed the damage of it. It was really good in the beta, and now it just kind of sucks. And also, it's still slow. It's just like, look at this. And so after getting the flatline gold, I went back to the knife just to finish the special challenges. Just because I'm level 51, and it's like, I'm right there. I'm right at the goalpost of level 52. And for some reason, they got this dumbass challenge that says get 100 kills shortly after using a field upgrade with the knife. This might be the worst weapon to do it on, just because you can't actually melee while you're using your field upgrade. Like when you pull out that little pistol, you can't like do anything. You're just stuck there in that animation. So it's like you only get like a solid 3 or 4 progress per field upgrade, which is so dumb. And to top it all off, your your field upgrade charges less when you're using melee weapons for some reason, which just makes no sense, which just makes this even harder. Anyways, after like about 2 hours of doing that, I just ended stream, and the next day I ended up getting Golden Dragon on the Nova line, and I started finishing up the M10 Breacher, and I ended up getting it to Golden Dragon, which means I can finally get Bloodstone on the shotguns. So I did exactly that and got the M10 Breacher to Bloodstone, and in the same game I completed the 100 kills shortly after using a field upgrade challenge on the knife, as well as getting it to gold and bloodstone. I got the flatline MK2 to bloodstone, the Akita bloodstone, and the Dravek to gold. Now I was almost max level, but I still needed a bit of XP, so I started using the MSMC, or the MPC. And after reaching max level, I went into Prestige 1. I did start working on the MK78, and then I also got the Echo 12 to bloodstone. And then I died to some bullshit, so I decided to bring out the arrow. This is one of the 2 launchers, and it's honestly not a bad weapon, but I think it suffers from the same problem that the Sigma does in Black Ops 6, where when you pack-a-punch it, it just turns into shit, especially when the arrow has like this weird projectile thing, where it like shoots forward or up, I don't even know. I got Golden Dragon on the M8A1, and I started using the Raiden 45K for a bit. And I did get to 1,000 kills on the ARC M1 launcher, but it was so terrible it pissed me off, so I wanted to take a break from the game for a bit and go take a nap or something. At least so I'm not sitting there seething on stream, and I don't know why, but my computer does not like recording this game. So far, most of the footage I have shown is of good frame rate, but sometimes it's just horrible, and I still haven't figured out why this happens. So I took a break, except I didn't. I took like a 10-minute break, and then I did some off-camera grinding. Alright, so after getting every single weapon Bloodstone, I could finally start working on the Doomsteel camos. So after a quick prestige to level 2, I started working on them one by one. And very quickly, if you don't know how to do this efficiently, you pretty much just do your normal zombies game. You get set up, you get to round 16, and after killing the first bear, you save and quit, load the game back up, and then you get another bear. I'm sure there's a better way to do this now, especially now with directed mode. But this is what I had to resort to. And you just save and quit, load the game back up, kill the bear, save and quit. And you do it over and over and over until you finally get the Doomsteel camo. And even though this was the best way to get Xerxa kills on solo, this took forever. And I think it felt that way just because there was so much saving and quitting and like just staring at the menu. Like I know on Black Ops 6 the grind was way longer, but I don't think it ever felt this way just because of how it worked. Like this only took a few days to get the Doomsteel, but by the time I got to Nebula on Black Ops 6, directed mode was already out and it was kind of easy to get the 10 elites. And trying to not burn myself out, I did play a bit of Arc Raiders, at least trying to get like Scrappy to level 5, and it took forever for no reason, and he only gives you like 2 more of each type of part. Anyways, I didn't actually have a specific order for the Doomsteel part. I just kind of went from harder weapons like the launchers and pistols, which are pretty ass against the Xerxas, to the easier weapons like SMGs and ARs. And I tried getting them in terms of like account levels. Like I did the Carbon before I prestiged, but I did the Peacekeeper as one of the last ones since it's a wall weapon. I also have something to complain about, and it's these dumb ass Ravagers. The last time I played Black Ops 6, where I got like the last 2 weapons Nebula, I was so happy I didn't have to deal with the Vermin anymore. And it's like, they made it worse. Like, you have to take a look at some of this bullshit. Like, as you see right here, right? I'm working on the Peacekeeper, and I'm just running around here. But, start of a special round, and for some reason, they, like, go through the floor here for some reason. Right? And then it somehow gets even worse. Because they just start... It's like they're going around the fucking universe before they ever get up to the fucking part I'm on. And then this other time, where I'm working on... I don't even know what I'm working on. Probably the XR3 Ion. Like, what is that? I don't even know how I died there. And then I res myself. And then I turn on Aether Shroud, and I died. How did I die? And then this other time, where I'm working on... I can't remember what sniper that is. The Shadow SK? Anyways, so I die there, right? But that makes sense, that's not what I'm mad about. It said I put Toxic Growth here, and I guess they can't go up there anymore, so they go to the side, and they start fucking throwing meat. And so I jump off, obviously because I'm about to die, and then I just died. This shit is so dumb. And anyways, here's me prestiging for a 3rd time. And after forcibly showing you guys 29 of those completions, I left the M15 mod 4 to be the last one. Let's see it. Level up to 42. And I finally got Infestation and the Infestation Collector calling card. Oh, that calling card looks sick. And this was on Thanksgiving Day. Wait, I want to see the thing too, so I don't know. I think that makes it extra special. Anyways, here's what Doomsteel looks like. I think it looks pretty good, but I think the frame rate kind of fucks it up a little bit. And here's Infestation. It looks pretty nice. I think the only thing I could ever complain about is that it doesn't look as bright as Nebula. In total, this grind did take me about 2 weeks to complete, starting from I think the 14th, and I finished at the 27th, which is about 2 weeks. And I think that's way better than the month and a half that it took me to get to Nebula. And it actually took me longer to edit this video, which is probably something that I should work on. I probably could have focused on the editing more, but I've just been enjoying Black Ops 7 and doing all the leaderboard events just because I don't want to miss any of the camos since they're really nice. And Arc Raiders Expedition came up, so I had to grind for the 5 million. But I will say, this time, I am making a video on the grind, so I think that makes up for it. But yeah, that's everything. Stay tuned for the other grinds, as there's like a shitload of stuff. There's 3 more grinds, and then there's the weapon prestige. It's insane. And then there's the calling cards, if I want to do that. I don't know. And I don't know. The Warzone grind doesn't look that horrible, and that's the only grind I didn't do last year. So stay tuned. But for now, I'll see y'all bitches later.